What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 80, I want to say 2 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Karl Franz campaign. So as we saw last time, we were able to get another Skull Island and even more money via Peter being out at sea. It's been pretty lucrative so far, and I'd like to think that it can continue in that manner. Also, between the episodes, I did get a defensive alliance going with Zlatland, but for some reason, the Southern Straits, the shallow seas here, remain neutral. I'm not entirely sure why, and how that makes any amount of sense, because everybody here is an ally that owns this. So we should, in theory, I feel like, be healing there, but apparently we're not. Oh well, what can you do? In terms of what we gotta do this time around, well, Simon Mosher is probably gonna fight a quick battle against the forces currently at the Blood Swamps, and it is... oh, it's a minor settlement. Huh. Maybe that will be worth fighting cinematically. I don't know that it'll be all that difficult, but I do think we need to reduce casualties as much as possible so that Simon doesn't get wrecked by these guys. Next turn, as there is a full stack here belonging to Amelia, and, well, that might be quite a bit to deal with. Next up, there is also the issue of Imrik, and I think we're going to declare war on him. It's a little bit odd, and he is at war with some factions, but unless he's willing to, right now, for money, declare war on all of our enemies at once, we will have to fight him. And because everybody will hate him, so this is his last chance. If he's willing to do it, yes. If not, then no. And minus 710, I don't think it's going to happen, which means it's time to kill him. Gelt, that's you, buddy. Can we actually bring the steam tanks in for this? No, we'll be just a little bit too far, unfortunately. Would have been lovely, but I guess we'll get the steam tanks up and running next round then, or next... turn. I'm a little bit worried about Morphage here, and I guess we'll attack Imrik in a second. Let's do a little bit of admin in terms of moving other armies around, and then we'll move you. Bernhard von Sanger, you need to send this follower army out. Now, I guess I can actually follow Helmut Feuerbach around, in fact, so he won't need to send it far, and in fact, if we are waiting for Helmut's army, we don't need to move you or get another lord right now at all. And same with you, Helmut. You are going to, I guess, channel while you're here. We also need to get you a wizard, which is obviously going to be a light wizard for all those artillery. Although, let me think about this. A fire wizard would buff up the damage of these artillery pieces fairly considerably as well. I mean, I don't necessarily think we need to have a light wizard in every one of these armies. I have, however, also been using fire a lot, and yeah, I do like the Hellstorm rocket battery and the Hellblaster volley guns and the buffs that they could gain from it, but at least now I still think that light is the way to go here. I guess we could do 2, but I don't think that army really has the space for it, so we'll do you, Yovi Meyer, and let's immediately get you the most important stuff, which is going to be Net of Ammontok. I guess we could get Exorcism, but for now, Studious Pupil, Untapped Potential, then I guess 1 point into, let's say, Further Study, and an improved Scrying Techniques. We'll want Machinations of the College and stuff afterwards. You can also have Magical Reserves, Earthing, and... oh, I should have put 2 points in Faw's Protection. Yeah, we're gonna have to redo it now. Damn it. Yeah, that's just me being dumb. I didn't realize I didn't put 2 points in there. My bad. Let's do 2 points into Faw's, 1 point in Evasion, Magical Reserves, Earthing, Studious Pupil, Untapped Potential, Further Study, Improved Scrying Techniques. Okay, now it worked out. Now you work out. Alrighty, lovely. And then you can join the army. We don't have another mage nearby heading out to this army, I believe, so we are good. And, well, you just keep on recruiting, bud. Got a little ways to go until the end game scenario. So that's Helmut. Adolphus Kemp, you've already moved. Balthazar Gelt, you're about to attack Imrik. Sad as it may be, but you know, he betrayed us. All the dwarves hate him, and he did this to himself because we were allied with him, and I don't know why he decided that that was not a good thing. Also, okay, wait, my cat is meowing away. Well, let's try to assassinate this guy. I feel like this guy's foiling our ambushes, and it's a failure, unfortunately. Let's move you slightly. I don't think... The problem is with this hero nearby, it might mean that Marcus's ambush is currently foiled. I'm not 100% on it, mind you. but I'm reasonably certain. So you're just gonna stand there and let's just hope that it somehow works out. And then I guess you're gonna go here. I know, you can go into an camp stance. Alrighty, and just 1 second, I have to move my cat. He's meowing really loudly for it. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Cat's the real head of the channel. Anyway, let's see where we were before I got very, very distracted. Aldebras Meyer, oh no, you're with Gelt to attack. Marcus, we just checked you. Kurt Lehman, we don't need to do with. Bernhard Hart, oh, you're one of these guys, yeah, that's fine. The stalemate there continues. Gregor von Bulletin, we don't need to do anything with you. Hans Weber, or Heinz Weber, I should say, we don't need to do anything with either. You, Boris, should probably move to the Tower of Crack, but it, I think, is probably too well defended for you to take it by yourself. That said, you guys... well, I guess you're both going to need to go to the Bay of Blades. So, Boris, we're gonna start moving you this way. Like so. Oh, huh. I wonder, would you be still able to encamp after we attack this guy? I also wonder if there's an army nearby or not. No, it doesn't look like it. This faction is, let's say, in trouble. And we are not close enough to reach you, unfortunately, but you're also so weak that you're not really a threat, and we can still encamp, so it hardly matters. Wolfric Unberogen, you can land here, I assume. We can't both... Okay, so here's the issue. We want Dirk Sido to help hit the Tower of Crack, but at the same time we don't want to take attrition in this army, and he needs to transfer stuff directly to Boris, which means I think we're going to send you to the Bay of Blades, and we're going to send you via the sea right here. It's close by. We could also have sent one of them to grab Castle Alexandrinov, and Dirk Sido himself actually needs to be replaced by another lord later on, but we'll deal with it later. Anyway, at the very least, at least this way, Wolfric isn't being... Wolfric is not being corrupted. We can keep State Troop Levy and all of Norska. Kurt Haldenstrat, you took Nalfari Plain last time, but it also means that by the looks of it, since the heavy war sleds are hurt, you're not going to be able to auto-resolve the Sarl encampment. Oh well, at least this faction will be destroyed soon. Gavin, you're probably going to have to fight next turn-ish, and I guess we're going to have to give you some buffs. Stand your ground is probably the way to go. You also have Halberdiers, handgunners, and I guess then 2 points are going to go into Imperial Gunnery, because the others are already... Woo! We don't have Sharpshooter. But nobody benefits from it because nobody's rank 7, which means I guess we stay... Oh, but wait. They can level up during battle, can't they? You know what? Maybe it'll be worth it to just get Sharpshooter and Artillery Master. Probably not going to happen. Alright, well then let's get 1 point in Imperial Gunnery. A little bit of extra damage, and I doubt that the ammunition is going to be significant enough to matter. Not going to bother leveling any of these places or doing anything with them for now. I really... strongly do not care about them. As in all of Norska, it's all red territory, and it's just not worth our time administrating over it. Let's see, Heinz Weber, we already checked you. Emil Claus, you are... Well, I guess you're going to continue sitting there, but you know... Oh. I was going to send you out to grab that island, but you can't really leave. Let's keep you both here. And, oh, you know what we could maybe do? If this army... Okay, wait. There's a decent likelihood that they try to attack us. You, head out of here, and then go into ambush stance. I guess the question is whether this army in ambush will actually be strong enough to take care of this army. And the answer may be no. Oh, wow, they have a Feral Carnosaur in there. But I suppose the ambush might fail, so who knows. You're gonna get into the settlement, and... Wait, do you actually heal less in the settlement than out here? 18 and 4 versus... 25 and 3. You heal better outside of the settlement. Okay. Not what I was expecting, but I guess we'll have to deal with it. And then I guess you're all just gonna stay out here. You were, I believe, saving this point for something, were you not? Emperor's Finest, there we go. Well, actually not saving it, I lied. We could also maybe start building 6 turns. Now, you know what, just get the training field so you guys can actually recruit some stuff. In fact, I doubt we'll be leaving here in the next couple of turns, so at the very least, let's have you start building some archers, maybe? You have pistol corps, so I think we can do it with you. As for global recruitment, and we still have this nonsense going on, where Noctilus landed at Lashik. Kofur, well, Kofur is the one I would like to actually protect considerably more. Well, there's also Martek, but there's no real point in protecting it, and he's also recruiting. Aye, okay, well, what can you do about that? Not much either. Let's get you, fleet-footed, at Leopold Hall. Kofur must be held. At some costs. Maybe not all costs, but certainly some. And what can you build here? Just pikes and archers, pikes and archers. Well, I guess we'll go 1 and 1 then. And we will also go for a couple of... huntsmen? They're still not going to be able to do enough damage to something like Noctilus to actually knock him out, but maybe the rest of his army. So yeah. And I guess we'll also need to get Inspiring Presence, and I guess a combination of Pistol Corps and Emperor's Finest. Get 1 point and hold the line. And start off on... Ooh, no, you know what? You want 2 and 2. Because the first level is garbage, but the second level is not so much. Hold the line, Pistol Corps, Emperor's Finest, there you go. And then I guess we want to do the same thing at Sorcerer's Islands. Just a temporary lord, in fact, specifically so that said temporary lord gets killed. And the reason we want that is so that Count Noctilus wastes his time. Oh, you have Bella the Ball? Oh, damn, I should not have got you here. But then you have Kill of the Heretics, which is also actually quite decent. Well, in very specific situations, mind you, but damn. I screwed that up. So either we sacrifice Boris Haldenstrat with Bella the Ball, which is one of the stronger buffs in the game, or we delete him and let Sorcerer's Islands fall. I guess we are going to reclaim it either way, and yeah, you know, screw it. I'd rather have you back. Let's just go... not delete. Okay. Wait. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll remember that. I think. We'll see. Martek, I guess you have the same kind of potential then. We have no more of these Archlectors, so I guess we're gonna have to wait one of the Knight Heritage Archlectors, but it's fine. I don't care if it lives, and then we will... 2 turns, don't even bother.
Praise be to Sigmar.
Just stay here to add a little bit of extra... you know what? What if Count Noctilus attacked this place because there was an army there? What if by having Bruno Solomon here that he actually tries to go for it instead of Sorcerer's Islands? You know what? I think maybe we'll test this. Let's see if he goes for Martek if there's nobody there as opposed to Sorcerer's Islands, which he has a settlement with. I don't know if that's alright, but whatever. Also, it's not a big deal. Not like we care that much about those territories anyway. Let's continue. Who was up next? Volky has moved. Aldebras Meyer, we checked. Marcus Wolfhart, we've checked. Kurt Helborg, Gregor von Blutten. As soon as we finish moving everybody, we're attacking Imrik. Okay, we checked Gregor, we checked Boris, Emil, Ferry. You can move now, I guess. And suffer attrition for it, but at least you'll be too far away from the Skaven to get attacked, so yeah, just suffer a little bit of attrition. It's not gonna be that big of a deal anyway. Alright, who's up next? And oh wow, of course. Of course this thing got taken away by an army moving. I really strongly wish that they would change the way that that works, because it's really quite irritating when you're trying to have a character move and then it's incapable of doing so. Anyway, Tech Thief, you have 1 more turn only. Oh, and you can't reach anywhere to steal tech. I guess you're going to Varg Camp. And then, Ideally, we want to be in between two places, so I guess we'll do Var Camp, then we'll try to move out this way as well. Anyway, next Tech Thief. We do have at least a couple more that are still alive. Otto Lehman. You are still trying to reach not Maternus Ditizen, but Alberic, or Ludwig. Yeah, you're trying to reach Ludwig. I knew I was trying to reach somebody over here. Any other Tech Thieves can still move? You are quite far away. Where do we send you? I'll send you to the Drowned, I guess. It's unlikely that they'll be dead anytime soon. Next Tech Thief, you succeeded here, so let's send you to Skeggy. 94%. Well. Isn't that swell? And another success. Okay, well, at least we have one Tech Thief really working for us. And I guess you have maxed out Machinations of the College. We could start going through this line to get Potent, I suppose, since we're not using any of these. Yeah, maybe. Power Sap it is then. Alrighty, anybody else before we strike at poor Imrik? Or maybe not so poor. Because, once again, it's all his own fault, and that is it. Alrighty. Also, what was Bruno Grauber doing again? Alright, still waiting in March Stance in the hopes that, and Camp Stance in the hopes that Mazda Mundi tries to attack him. And what do we have going on over here, by the way? And these guys are just annoying us at the Temple of Kara for some reason. Okay, well, you keep doing that. We're not going to bother with State Troop Levy here anymore while we're at it. Council Burgomeister's back up. Then, Imrik, 'tis time. Let us see ya. Where are ya? Right here. Alright, Imrik.
All should pity you.
Do we declare... Well, I guess we have everybody declare war on him, because these guys are all nearby him, and we may as well. Hopefully nobody decides to not do this. A little bit wary of the Urson Revivalist or somebody like that. Somebody who's weak not joining the war, but let's hope that it all works out. Call your allies to help, and everybody joins. Ooh, that always makes me nervous, especially about factions that are like... that we're waiting for. As in, to gather enough allegiance to build stuff, because we still don't have enough. We have a quest from Vissenland, but they will be confederated within the next couple of turns, most likely, so it matters not. Ooh, that will also mean we lose a lot of public order everywhere, but... well, let's hope that we're ready for it. You, move here, Aldebras, and Balthy. Strike, and you know what, Aldebras, you can switch to trenches, and you can also move a little bit this way. Alrighty. Away we go. We do have skill points, but honestly, this is not a concerning enough army for us to be dealing with. Really, only Imrik / Menaethnir are concerning here that Gelti might have a difficult time against. In fact, no doubt about it. But hopefully we can overcome. And this actually is a settlement with a wall. Bunch of breached walls, mind you. So that's not going to work for him either. Anyway, here we go. Alrighty, let's see if Ulrich's will can trump the will of, well, I guess Menaethnir, who's the biggest threat on the enemy field, and yes, that is most definitely counting Imrik. Anyway, here we go. Human ingenuity, rockets, cannons, and mortars absolutely decimating the units on top of those walls as the opening salvos show the elves how we are superior technologically, and they thought they didn't need all these fancy technologies, did they? Though I suppose that, well, we have the dwarfs to thank for actually having these techs. And I'm sure that there are dwarven ancestors that are very happy about what they're being used for here. It's just that these things are not often enough used to kill elves. I really do wish that we didn't have to fight Imrik, but I do think that it's necessary. Especially since he was unwilling to join a bunch of wars and he betrayed us already, so if he was willing to betray us once, there is a decent likelihood that he would have done so again. Also, the Eldred's Guard still looking absolutely fantastic, and I do still want to build an army around them as well. So we shall do so. Also, is there any real reason not to bring... is there any real reason to bring regular mortars instead of instead of mortar war wagons. Between the ability to reposition and the fact that they can recharge the ammunition of other nearby artillery pieces, it feels like they're just, generally speaking, superior. Yeah, maybe they don't have as much damage or something. I haven't actually compared the damage that they can dish out compared to the regular mortars, but it still feels like they're probably still worth it, especially if you're using them in combination with either other ranged units or other artillery units. But if anybody has any ideas about that, do let me know. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts about mortar versus war wagon. But generally, I think if one thing I've learned in this campaign is that I like the various war wagons a lot more in SFO than I did vanilla. Which is definitely a bit of a change for me. Ever since I did the absolutely fantastic Boris Ursus campaign, still one of my favorite campaigns of all time, if not my outright favorite. The ice sleds, the heavy ice sleds. War sleds? No, it's ice sleds, right? Or is it war sled? Heavy war sled? I think it's heavy war sled. Yeah, ever since I learned that I really like those war sleds, it's become apparent that the similar units like the war wagons are pretty darn good as well. And that was in vanilla, though, the Boris Ursus campaign. It was still fantastic. But anyway, I digress. The bombardment continues as the rockets, like shooting stars, smash into the enemy settlement. The enemy really shouldn't have been holding an undead settlement in the first place. This is not a place where elves should be. Though, granted, we probably shouldn't be here, but if there are any fancy, what's it called, like, I don't know, relics in here, Gelt is probably going to enjoy them. Dark sorcery or not. Gelt has always been at least a little sus. Alright, there we go. Oh, you gotta love the artillery. I guess for those that don't love the artillery, this is just a boring bombardment, but I personally really enjoyed. We've also got, a tower destroyed. Not that it was necessary, mind you. And Gelt is also supporting us as well as he pops repeated uses of Gehenna's Golden Hounds, flying overhead on his Pegasus and unable to be caught by Imrik and his flyers. And look at those Gehenna's Golden Hounds absolutely wrecking the enemy, whether it be White Lions or Illyrian Reavers or the... I want to say Lothern Sea Guard. No, Spearmen and Archers combined. Well, too bad for them. Imrik is still flying around, refusing to sally out. Occasionally, he did try to send his Great Eagles to try to chase Gelt down, but let's see, they move at... Oh wow, they move at 182 speed. Wait, they actually should have been able to catch Gelt, shouldn't they? 169, nice. Yeah, I guess it takes too long for them to catch him, and he can just back off to our lines, where we have our ranged units. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have gotten a few more units off the field to get more artillery. I hadn't even considered it. Oh, well, not a big deal. It's not like we need it, and it's not like we're anywhere near to out of ammunition. Got about half, but we still have, I believe, 2 uses of the munition recharge, so... yeah. This is very ugly. But you know what? Gelt was waiting to employ his machines, so I think it's very appropriate that we give him the chance to do so, and Imrik was so nice and obliging in coming here. Alrighty, and the Eagles are chasing Gelt, or at least trying to chase Gelt around once again, but it looks like they're going to fail to catch him. And he can continue casting his magics. Ooh, it looks like Imrik uses his bound piercing bolts of burning on us, and then comes out to try to catch Gelt, apparently. Well, we're going to counter that at least a little bit by popping the final transmutation upgraded on him. Not even so much for the damage as it is for the speed reduction, so that he can't leave quite as fast. The Tempelhof Luminarch has actually been trying to fire at Imrik this entire battle, but has basically been failing the entire time. I used to never like Luminarchs, and you know what, honestly, I kind of still don't. They're just too unreliable. In the rare situations where we can get some use out of them, and we might as well just get a different artillery piece and still do some of that. Yeah, they're better than cannons, than at what they do if you're targeting single entities, but at the same time, why not just get a Hellblaster Volley gun, which could both damage single entities and mobs of units. Anyway, it looks like Imrik is down to about 40% of his HP-ish, and the balance of power is very, very much in our favor. We've taken almost no damage thus far, and in fact, most, if not all, of the damage so far has been on the summoned units. The enemy infantry has been absolutely decimated, and I think it's time to employ some of our own Air Force. Imrik is hurt enough that we can use Pegasi, as well as our follower Lord on his Griffin, and the Empire Captain to try to deal with this. I'd still like to replace these guys with a Royal Pegasi, but, you know, it's fine. Here they come, and Gelt is getting ready to join the fray as well. In fact, he's going to attack the Eagles himself, such that they don't get away, and are forced to attack him back while our own aerial reinforcements move in, especially with Imrik not here. Gelt will get a little bit damaged by this, but probably not in such a way that it's concerning. And there we go. So the Great Eagles start to drop as the Pegasi and the Griffin are here as well. But Imrik is moving in himself. That said, we have defenses as Gelt pops that Glittering Robe upgrade and gets a 28% physical resistance, which is swell because Imrik doesn't have magical attacks for whatever reason. And there we go. They all surround him, and it looks like he's going to drop fairly quickly. He does pop a bunch of stuff, but between the Plague of Rust and the Corrosion, he lost like 55 armor or whatever it was. Ouch. Sorry, Imrik and Menaethanir, but our own Air Force appears to be superior, at the very least when you're very low on HP. Otherwise, the balance of power is now at about 90, maybe even 95% in our favor, and there's only a few more things to kill. A noble running around down here, though running no longer very soon, as Gelt and his Empire Captain will come down to chase him. And the Pegasi go after the Tier 4 tower back there. Alright, lots of artillery fire in this particular battle, but you know what? Gelt's army is built around it, so it's hardly surprising that we make good use of it. And down goes the noble, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, he's not getting up from that one. The enemy tower is done for as well. There's still some white lions running around, but I do believe the battle is pretty much over now. There's still a few units that are coming back. Wow, look at these guys with their tiny sliver of HP and still being willing to take rockets to the face. Hey, if nothing else, you gotta give them credit for their bravery. Though I do feel like if the roles were reversed, if the player was commanding these units, all of them would have already routed.
Champions of Order!
Champions of Order? Who's the Champions of Order here, I'd like to know. You had a chance to ally with the Shield of Civilization there, Imrik, but instead you chose death. Alrighty, well, that's another Gehenna's Golden Hounds from Gelty, and what are we at? 355 kills, very solid. There's a Handmaiden of the Everqueen trying to probably fire at Gelt, but it matters not as he comes down, and even that matters not as the rest of the army shatters, and the battle is ours. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. And we were just about to get the melee troops in there as well. Look at that mob of units. Glad the enemy didn't have access to any magics at this point, which would have, I don't know, possibly done some damage there. Anyway, a decisive victory. Imrik is done, and let's see how much of his territory we can take before he gets another army up and running. Well, there we go. A well-deserved humbling for Imrik. The human ingenuity, i.e. artillery, and sorcery, sending the arrogant elf slinking back to Calidor for a few turns as a respite. Well, hopefully to Calidor, though in reality he's kind of stuck in the Darklands. But anyway, we're gonna occupy the place. Morgheim is now ours, though we don't want it. Fire resistance for Gelt? Sure, why not? Passive, ooh, the other Trickster Shard for Aldebras Meyer. Now, he himself does not need it, but putting it on the Empire Captain to give more buffs to Gelt sounds real swell. So we are going to take that off, And we are going to give it to the Empire Captain. And yes, I know we have a lot of blue items. Well, actually, maybe not a lot, but a decent amount of swords at the very least. But those are being saved because of reasons. Anyway, Aldebras, stay here. We just gotta wait for a ferry to come close and then swap those armies around and then head them all. Actually, maybe you go here so that you're near to ferry just in case. And then we go to Crooked Fang Fort and the rest of Imrik's territories. Now, Imrik has currently 12 territories. It ain't too crazy, but he's also quite surrounded by a bunch of our allies, so hopefully we can take them all. We're also going to need to send at least somebody down to Desolation of Nagash, and I see Clan Moors is still working. Well, a little bit annoying, but we shall deal. Now, I do believe that was most of everything that we needed to do. We still have the money remaining, as in the admin, and a little battle here, though I haven't decided whether to do it manually or not yet, but either way, whatever we decide, we're going to have to decide it next time, because I'm going to call the episode right here. Speaking of next time, we'll do that battle, we'll end the turn, and maybe finally confederate Visselnad. I know, it's been ages. I a little bit regret not confederating them earlier, but I think we picked decent choices for our confederation. It's not like we took Averland over Vissenland after all. So yeah, they're next, guys. They're next. Don't you worry. And then we've got other battles to fight. Gavin's battle for survival out here. Possibly the like 5th attempt or 4th attempt at ambush of Mazda Mundi with Marcus. Let's see if any of that works out. So stay tuned for more Karl and friends. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And these guys pieced out with each other. Fascinating. Huh. That's actually real swell. And they don't despise each other. We'll work on that. Maybe get them both to join a few more wars so that they're fighting the same fights. And ooh, yeah. The Last Defenders could definitely join a fair few more. Anyway, we'll figure that out as we go, or maybe I'll do a little bit of diplomacy between the episodes. More Karl to come. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.